welcome back to episode 2 of A Year on the Lake. Last month's fishing wasn't as good as it could have been. It was actually really hard compared to how it normally is. I have managed to get out on the bank quite frequently this month, so there's a couple of different sessions in this video. Hopefully there's something for everyone. In case you haven't seen the previous episode, I'm just going to do a bit of a recap of what actually happened. I started the month and the video off fishing the small match lake that is on the complex. I did manage to get into a few nice fish. I then went on to target the carp in the main lake and did have a bit of success, but the only run I had I managed to lose. As I still haven't managed to get a carp out of the lake, it's still on my list and I will be targeting them again. After quite a few blanks of trying to catch one of these fish, I decided to fish for the trout because I was fed up of blanking. Some people might say using maggots for trout's cheating, but after you've blanked 20 times, who really cares? Well, that's what we got up to last month. Now let's see what we can get up to this month.
Three big new ones.
Right, so I'm down on the lake again today, and I'm just going to do a little bit of coarse fishing for the fish that live in here. When I've walked around in the past few weeks, I've seen quite a few perch and pike striking smaller fish here in this peg, and I have fished it a few times for the carp, but never had anything. We've got a sleeper rod out as well, which is just cast over to some reeds on the other side, so that's just sitting there doing its thing. If I get one on that, it'll be a bonus. But I've got maggots and worms to try, and there is a few decent perch in here, but they are scarce, and there's a lot of smaller ones which I've got to wade through to obviously get the bigger ones. So we'll see what we can get. Probably loads of micros, but who knows. Let's try. Right, I'm starting off with single maggots, going for the first cast now. I'm going to start off with single reds. See what's down there first of all. I'm fishing right in the edge, so it's only a few foot deep. We'll see what's lurking about. Hopefully one of the big perch. I have to bring it a bit closer in. There's one on. Feels like a perch. Yeah, I'm going to net that one. There is a few pike in here as well, so I don't want to dawdle about with them too much, just in case. Not a bad little perch, standard size in here that. Hooked right in the lip. There you are. Nice little perch, few ounce maybe that one. Gone. Right, I've just had that little perch. I did cast out before, but I don't think there's any need to, so I'm just going to drop it in instead. Sort of like pole fishing. Just like that. I think that might work just as well. It'd probably been better with a pole, but sort of spur of the moment thing, so I didn't have it with us, so make most of what we've got. There's another fish. Feels like another perch. Probably swing that one. There we go, it's right in the top lip again. Another decent little perch. It's probably a bit smaller than the other one. That one's gone back fine. That's 2. Just going to see how many I can get. If I get any bigger ones, that'll be a bonus. Might be something on that. Yeah. Oh, pulled out of that one. I think it was probably another perch. Maggot looks good. Drop it back in. Simplest form of fishing, this. Don't need to go complicated. Another positive bite there, but didn't manage to hook into anything. Quite a few fish down there. Get some more maggots chucked out. And that, yeah. Oh, well. I think my hooks are blunt. Little roach that time. Took it on drop. There we go, another perch. Float barely moved there, but it moved a little bit, so I knew there was something on. On the same maggot again. Another little perch, smallest one at the day. I'm going to change the maggot over now. Could probably get them on that, but plenty of maggots, might as well change it to a fresh one. Get it dropped back in. Basically all I'm using is £2 bottom, size 18 hook, £6 main line, just a waggler with a couple of shot. That's all you need for this sort of fishing. Ooh, that feels better. That's a nice perch, is that? That's definitely a better one. Yes. That's a decent perch. Bigger than other ones. Alright, well, there you go. It's definitely a better perch, bigger than the other ones. It's probably knocking on 9, 10 ounces, that one. It's not a monster, but it's not too bad for here. I did fish for a little while longer, but eventually I got rained off, so I decided to pack up. I was pretty happy with how the session went, because that perch that I had was one step closer to my goal of that elusive 2-pounder. I did end up having a few carp sessions in this peg, and as you can see, Bob's was still catching them fish in the same spot, but I was still blanking on the carp front. It wasn't just this peg though. I tried for weeks to no avail, no bites, not even a line bite. As some people say, I just couldn't buy a bite. The thing was as well, it's not like the fish weren't there, because there were. I'd seen signs of them on the spots I was fishing, and it was just bewildering me to why I couldn't catch them. All I could really do is to keep on trying. As most of you may know, carp fishing is soul destroying. So I tried to tick off another one of my goals by going spinning for some perch. Right, as you can see, we're not on the lake today. I'm down on local canal, which is connected to part of the river. It's part of the same complex as the lake. I've just come out with my light spinning setup. 15-pound braid, light 15-pound trace, light spinning rod, and what's that, Corum snapper reel, and just going to try and catch a few perch. I'm going to start off with a spinner. and probably if I don't get anything, I might switch to like the little trout jerk baits, if you like, and just see if I can catch anything really. I've got about an hour today, so it's just a little session in the evening. Looks perfect conditions for perch fishing, so yeah, I've got the bigger net with me as well. Just think there's quite a few pike in here, so if we do pick any of them up, which is pretty likely sometimes, I've always got that option to net them if I need to. So we'll get to fishing now, give it about an hour. Hopefully we can get some fish. Let's do it. I'm one take master, me. Give it another 5 or so minutes here and then I'm going to move up. I think if I do get anything, it might be up there near the tree that's in the water. Because other than the 2 walls on either side of the canal, it's the only feature around here, really. A couple of overhanging trees, but that's about it. Oh, there's a fish. It's a pike. Of course it is. Only a little jack. Got a wire trace on, so. Oh. Come on. Oh, lost that one. But it were on. I knew it were going to come off. Could see it hook inside at mouth and proper shaking its head. Those are lily pads there, look. After that lost fish last month, all I really wanted to do was to get back on the lake. I wasn't going to let this place defeat me. Once I've got my mind set on something, I'll keep going until I succeed.
Twenty 22 hours and 8 days for one run, and I lost it.
I can't believe how hot this gets. And he's had some quavers. Lovely. Market.
see, look, it pop up there. Did you notice there? Look, it never. Thing is, but don't let that put you off.
No.
You know what I mean? It's one of them rigs, but.
My alarm didn't even go off. Now I'm stuck in a tree.
Don't worry about that, pal. Don't worry about that.
What the hell's my alarm doing?
Don't worry about your alarm, mate. Let's just get you this f***ing fish in.
Feels decent.
Yeah, it's plodding.
Coming right towards us.
Look, mate, you've got fish.
Well, could you believe it? Had another run, and my run of bad luck just kept continuing.
Does it come off? See my bait on that weed? No way.
It's done you, ain't it?
Are you mad? Come on, that's ridiculous.
It's done you, ain't it?
Yeah, it's there, my bait. Can you believe that? Barb duck. What the hell? What the... At least it wasn't £20. But it'd have been a fish.
It'd have been a fish though, pal, you know what I mean? It'd have been a fish. I feel your pain, pal.
That's two now, in that same spot. And we've lost them both. Can you...
Once again, I fished into the night and into the next morning and didn't have anything else. Fish were boshing left, right and centre in my swim, but still, my rods was yet to go off.
Normally when I'm perch fishing I do the... That fish? Yeah, there's one. Yes! First one of the day. And it's a stonker. There we go. Lovely. Off the mark. As I was saying, when I am perch fishing, I normally fan the casting out in a certain area, because if you cast in the same spot too many times you do seem to spook them. So just try different areas. I never cast in the same spot loads of times in a row. I'm just going to try a few different swims. Just have a cast about and hopefully might hook into something good. I'm going to start off fishing this spinner quite slowly, and I might change up the retrieve speed as we go on, depending what mood the perch are in. 'Cause they're always in a different mood, these fish. You never know which one they're going to be in. Okay, now. Why am I getting snagged on everything? Oh, looks like I'm going to the other side of the canal. Right, so I've just got snagged up and I walk around over the lock to the other side of the canal to get this out. Try it from the other side, normally gets your lure out. But I'm just going to try right in this edge. It's pretty crazy how many's just sat in the edge. There's one straight away. There you go, look. Barely even moved it there. That's a bit better than the other one. Just get him unhooked. Seems like they're on it today anyway. There you go. Gone. Have another casting. Try this side, like I said, don't cast in the same spot. So I'll try this margin now. There's one. Yeah. Lovely. Another little dinker. There we go. He's gone. And then I'll try in the middle, and then I'll try the edge again. Normally we only get 1 or 2 out of each spot. The rest of them seem to just disappear once you catch the mate. Yeah, no, not there that time. Try up that way, let it sink, and just bring it back in again. The deepest part's down there at the lock. When you get a bit further up, there's one. That was a nice hit. Another little dinker. There we go. There he goes.
I headed down the canal just a little ways, just below the lock that I was fishing before.
There's one. Yes. Another little dink. Seems to be what we're on feed today. There we are. Lovely. Ooh, that's a massive hit. What the hell, I absolutely slammed it. Thought it were a pike. Yes. First cast in the new swim. So knocked itself as well. That's the biggest one at day anyway. Come on, mate. There we go. Lovely perch. Gone. That felt like a pike, that. Proper slammed it then. There's a fish. Yes. Don't think the bigger ones are coming out to play. Oh, micros.
It was a couple of days later when I decided to try the lake again. The first peg that I fished, I'd never fished it before, so it was unknown, so I wasn't sure where to place the rods. I did a little bit of leading around and found some clear spots on the edge of the island. The weather was grim and I had one line bite on the right hand rod, but other than that, nothing. so I decided to move back down the lake to a previous swim, which I had actually fished before, and I did know of some good spots in this area. I cast the rods in and sat back in anticipation.
Yeah, I might do a bit of stick float fishing tomorrow morning. Keep bream. See it? See that bream?
No, really?
Yeah.
This?
Keep.
Watch.
Thought it were a dace. Yeah, it would bream that. First bream I've ever seen. It will if you keep doing that. Finally a fish on. Been here all day. Don't feel like a big one. Had it cast out to the pads, right hand side. Feels like a little one at the moment, but it's coming towards me. I think it's just a micro. Is it a tench? It's a tench. It's a big tench, that. Or is it yeah, it's a tench. No way. Or is it a skimmer? No, it's a big tench. Oh my god. That's the biggest tench I've ever caught. That is a nice fish. And the hooks come out in the net as well, can you believe that? Wow. Right. I'm so happy with that. Not right heavy. Right, well, the hooks come out in the net, so that's lucky. Got that on a pink pop-up with a yellow pineapple boilie on. Just cast out to the pads like I said, but it's a beauty fish. Is that really dark? Look at that. It's paid off moving pegs anyway. Started off a bit further up the lake, and literally that's been in about 20 minutes that, and it proper screamed off. It was like a carp run, but thought it was just one of them little stocky carps at first, but nah, it's beauty that. I'm really happy with that. We'll get it put back in. I haven't got any scales like usual, but I reckon it's 4 or 5 pound is that. It's PB tench for me anyway, so really happy with that. Let's get him put back. Or she, I'm not sure. Probably a she. Right, there she goes.
I was actually really happy with that tench that I caught, but it wasn't one of the lake carp which I was actually targeting. Every time I'd failed to catch one, it just made me want to come back more. Once again, I returned to the lake after a few days at work, just hoping that one day there'll be a carp on the end of the line. I got the rods cast out as soon as possible with solid bags on. I filled these with halibut pellets. I put the rod down and once again just waited in anticipation. Well, as you can see, I was just packing the first rod up and the second rod ripped off. Unfortunately the mic died, so the sound's a bit terrible, so I'm going to do a bit of a voiceover. I had it cast to the right hand side of the island, literally about an inch off of some reeds. I didn't actually mean to do, well I sort of meant to do it, but it went a bit closer than I thought, but it seemed to work. I just left it there for a couple of hours and eventually it paid off. When I heard the rod going off, I sort of stood there in disbelief for a couple of seconds, because the amount of times I'd been out prior to the sessions before was ridiculous. My heart was just pounding so hard for it to stay on and not to lose the fish. I do actually throw my rod at one point because all I wanted to do was to get the fish in. I'm pretty sure it was the biggest fish that I'd had on. I had lost 2 previously, but this one felt definitely bigger than the others. This fish put up a really good scrap as well. It took me about 10 minutes to get it in, and the drag was tearing out every few seconds. This particular peg that I had this run in, I'd never actually fished it before, so when you fish with a new peg you always have that thought in your mind whether you're in the right spots, whether their peg's actually any good.
Yes, man. Got one. Oh, hallelujah. You don't understand how long that's taken.
How long's that taken you?
About 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh. And it's a nice one as well. Have you got any scales? I haven't got any.
It's a belter, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you reckon?
Are you going for 14?
15 over.
I'll go for 14 and 5.
Come on. There we go. Finally. We'll give her another way because the mic died and everything, so typical, isn't it? I was just packing all the rods up, so give it away now and just make sure, see what we've got. I have to take the weight off the neck, so I haven't got a weighing sling, so. $17.1. That's reading. So I'll get a proper weight on that, cheers mate, when I've taken the net off. Probably about £2-3 maybe net, maybe even more, I don't really know. It's full of water. But yeah, we'll get her put back. Alright, this time, there we go. Gone. Nice one, finally.
It won't be quite heavy, that won't be a pound.
Do you reckon? Right, well, I've just had that £15 mirror and I'm absolutely over the moon, to say the least. It's taken, I don't even know how long, 8 weeks. I fished start of June to end of June, and then start of July to now. It's 21st of July today. And I've just had that. It's probably, I think it's one of the older fish in the lake. It's looked pretty old anyway, so, but I don't even care. I wouldn't even have been bothered if it were that big. Like, so much time's gone in. I've got here so early every day. At 5 we got here today, and a guy had one which were about £6 as soon as I got here. Saw him bringing it in, and then I just cut the mic were off first of all, which were a bit annoying, but hopefully I have another camera on the rod, so might be able to get the audio from that, which you'll already have seen. So just hoping that's turned out all right. I couldn't believe the timing either. I'd just put in I put the first rod away. I had that first rod in my hand, and I was about to pick the second one up to bring it in, and it went off. And I thought I'd kick the rod pod. I just looked at it for a second, I saw it going out, so like, must be a fish on that. I had it cast right up to the island, about an inch off of some reeds that are on there, and with a little solid PVA bag with halibut pellets in. Couldn't believe it went off, to be honest. I'm just, yeah, buzzing. Finally, can fish for something else now. All that work, all them hours, finally rewarded with a fish. All that time when nothing were happening, it all just goes away once you get that run and that fish. It's amazing. Can move on, fish for something else now. Yeah, over the moon, man.